How has your policing background shaped the way you investigate and expose animal cruelty today?
I suppose one of the first things you should learn as a police officer is about crime scenes. Just as an example, we all know if you watch a lot of TV, you watch a lot of Netflix, you watch a lot of movies. We all know that a TV crime scene is an outline of a dead body laying on a pavement out in white, and that's a crime scene that we're all used to seeing. The CSIs come in, they take pictures. Now we see that with a homicide. But what we need to be able to do is to look at all types of crime with that. It's not restricted to serious crime, to what would constitute serious crime if you're identifying it. So with animal cruelty, you need to identify that animal cruelty takes place within a crime scene, and you need to adopt the same levels of expertise, the same levels of investigation to an animal crime scene, because not only will you be able to detect the animal crime, but it will give you indicators into other things. And that's the bit that I particularly teach, is that if you look at an animal crime scene, or any crime scene particularly, you'll see other things. It's great coming from the country that invented Sherlock Holmes, because I can keep talking about Sherlock Holmes. When he goes into a crime scene, he sees all the detail. And that's what you need to be doing as a police officer. And if it's animal cruelty, you need to do exactly the same thing.
That's a very wonderful thing you said. As a police officer, you need to look at all the crimes, with the same eye of details. I think in India, we need it very badly at this point in time. And more importantly, I think we need to empathize, teach, or probably the officers down here need a bit more empathy, which is lacking.
Yeah, one of the big pushbacks that I get from a lot of police officers around the world, and I've been lucky, I've spoken to a lot of police officers around the world. One of the pushbacks that I get is that, we're all too busy. We've got all these other things that everybody's putting pressure and time. They want us to do this. They want us to deal with road accidents. They want us to deal with domestic abuse. They want us to deal with people with mental health issues. They want to deal. But if you deal with things before they become a problem, you actually reduce your workload. So understanding and dealing with crime problems before they become a crime problem actually creates time. And if you create time, then you can actually use your policing resource a lot more effectively. So rather than wait for people to be killed, if people are killed, if there's a murder, if there's a homicide, that takes hundreds, thousands of police hours. If you stop that happening, or you stop a terrorist incident, or you stop a child abuse incident because you've looked at the crime scene properly, you're creating policing time. So it's never extra work. This is about preventative work.
Absolutely. You just, took the right word. If we can nip it in the bud, and,
Yep.
it would be so much better. No.
Desmond Tutu had a wonderful saying about, at some point we've got to stop pulling people out of the river. We've got to go upstream and see why they're falling in. That's exactly what we've got to be able to do. Instead of just keep trying to deal with the consequences, let's start looking at the, why it's happened in the first place.
That's a very good question. The why, we need to understand that.